Hello everyone, and welcome back to NFL predictions. We are on week 13. Last week, 13 and 3. I just decided to apparently do a big hitter and get so many right. I should have done I was so close to picking Chicago on my quick foot pick, but I didn't do a quick foot pick last week. And that just happens sometimes. Maybe I just don't feel confident enough. I should have, because I could have gotten it right. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Start out with the Seahawks taking on the Cowboys. Cowboys beating the Commanders by a lot. They look like they might actually be a good team this year. And Seahawks losing to the Niners, they haven't looked too good. I think Gino, they're trying to force him to play, and I don't see them winning. I got the Cowboys here. Easy peasy. Sunday football, we start out with the Colts taking on the Titans. The Colts, I believe, they they won. They played the Buccaneers. Yeah, they beat the Buccaneers. Gardner Minshew, not the best game ever, but I am feeling pretty confident in them. They do have a pretty solid win streak going on, and they take on the Titans, which barely won against the Panthers. I don't have any faith in them. I'm gonna take the Colts here. Let's get to the next game. Next game, we have the Chargers taking on the Patriots. This game probably isn't going to be very fun. I do see the Chargers winning. I don't know if it's going to be close. It might be, it might not be. But let's just move on. Next game we have is the Lions taking on the Saints. This might, for some reason, I'm feeling this might be a good game. I am obviously still going to take Detroit. I know they haven't looked good the past few games. I think this might be a good get right for them game. And the Saints, they haven't looked that great either. And I think this might be another close one, but I do have Detroit here. All right, and so for the next game, we have the Atlanta taking on Jets. So last week for Atlanta, they beat the Saints, taking over the trash division. Congratulations, Falcons. Good job. You're king of trash. They take on the Jets and Tim Boyle. I don't think they should start Tim Boyle. I think that's just a bad idea. I'd rather I honestly I know Zach Wilson ain't great, but I'd much rather see him out there than freaking Tim Boyle. Like really, I'm taking Falcons. Let's go. Cardinals taking on the Steelers is next week, and Cardinals they look less scrappy than they did. I know they don't seem like they're a good team after last week, especially. I don't think they are. And they take on the Steelers, which have looked their offense has looked better. One game. I'm not gonna exaggerate. It's just one game. You gotta prove more in one game. So I am still gonna take the Steelers because I just have a lot more confidence in them, and Arizona does not look good. So for the next game, we have the Dolphins taking on the Commanders. Commanders losing a rough game against the Cowboys. It was not even close. And Miami, well, last week Miami played the Jets. Black Friday game, bad game. They beat Tim Boyle. It honestly didn't look too good, but also they're playing the Commanders, so I don't think they'll have too much of a challenge. So I'm going to take them in this game. All right, so for the next game, we have the Broncos taking on the Texans. Two very hot teams. Houston last week losing a close game against the Jaguars, almost sending it to overtime. Just by a little bit, Matt Amendola missed that field goal. And they take on the Denver Broncos, which have been on a long win streak, the longest active win streak, I believe, currently. And as much as I would love to ride the Bronco train, I'm going to pick Houston here. I feel like this is my upset of the week, so I'm picking them this week. And let's move on. Next week, we have the Panthers taking on the Bucks. Panthers finally firing Frank Reich. Now, does that solve all their problems? No. Does it solve one problem? Yes. And they take on the Buccaneers, which lost against the Colts. They're not actually too insanely bad, but they're not really that good. I wouldn't even call them mid. I'd call them less than mid, but I am gonna easily take them over the Panthers. And so next week we have the Browns taking on the Rams. Now this it might be a lot closer than people are thinking. I know people are like probably Browns. Yes, probably. But I'm going to take a long shot. I know this is what screwed me over in the past, but I am going to take the Rams this week. I am. I just am. All right, so for next week, we have the Niners taking on the Eagles. NFC final, I believe. Yeah, NFC finals rematch. And for this game, you have the Niners on a hot streak. They're looking a lot better than they did before since that losing streak. And Philly, I'm not as confident. And I am going to actually take the 49ers here. And so for Sunday Night Football, we have, this might not be pretty, the Chiefs taking on the Packers. This might not go too well for the Packers. I could definitely see a world where they stay in it, but also I see a world where they get absolutely demolished, and I'm picking the Chiefs all the way here. All right, so for Monday Night Football, we have the Bengals taking on the Jags. Bengals still without Joe Burrow, will be for the rest of the season. So that automatically depletes most of their chance to beat any team pretty much. And they take on the Jaguars, which beat the Texans last week in a close game. The Texans are actually pretty good, so that's not too sad. And I gotta go with the Jaguars because they seem like they're the hotter team. I don't know if Jake Browning can do the same things Joe Burrow can. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals won, but I just have lots more faith in the Jags than I do the Bengals. All right, so that will do it for Week 13 NFL predictions. If you like my picks, tell me in the comments. If you hated them, tell me in the comments. If you felt about them, tell me in the comments. If you have any ideas for what I should do after the NFL season is over, because we are approaching that point and I need something to do, obviously, after the season is over. I'm not just going to stop recording till the next NFL season starts. So, what are your ideas? And if you don't come up with anything, I'll find something. I'm sure I will. I'll make up something. Got it.